They explored strange new worlds, but behind the scenes, Star Trek was battling demons of its own, secret firings, mysterious disappearances, careers shattered in silence. And now, after 55 years, a banned episode is finally allowed to be seen. What was so controversial that it was locked away for decades? Who tried to bury it, and why? This isn't just science fiction. It's the truth they didn't want fans to know. Buckle up, because we're going behind the final frontier. Don't blink, this story might just rewrite Star Trek history forever. Before Captain James T. Kirk became the face of the USS Enterprise, there was Captain Christopher Pike, played by Jeffrey Hunter. He wasn't just another actor. Hunter was a Hollywood heartthrob, fresh off hits like The Searchers and King of Kings. In the original 1964 pilot, The Cage, Hunter portrayed a more philosophical and introspective leader. But NBC thought the episode was too cerebral and asked creator Gene Roddenberry for a second pilot. By then, Hunter was gone. Depending on who you ask, the story changes. Some say Hunter had scheduling conflicts. Others claim he simply wasn't interested in TV. But according to Leonard Nimoy in his memoir, I Am Spock, the real problem was Hunter's wife, Dusty Bartlett. She reportedly stormed into meetings, making demands like Jeff must only be shot from certain angles. William Shatner echoed the story in Star Trek Memories, stating that the couple brought tantrums, restrictions, and ultimatums to the table. Behind closed doors, Roddenberry made a decision. They would part ways with Hunter. Other reports add more layers. Executive Oscar Katz revealed that Hunter hadn't even watched his own pilot before deciding not to return. When they finally set up a screening of The Menagerie, which reused footage from The Cage, Hunter didn't show his wife came alone. After watching, she reportedly told the producers, "This isn't the kind of show Jeff wants to do. He's a movie star." Tragically, Hunter's biggest film roles were already behind him. He divorced Bartlett and died just 4 years later, in 1969, at the age of 42. Yet Captain Pike lived on. First, through recycled footage in The Menagerie, and decades later through a riveting revival by Anson Mount in Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. Hunter's short-lived role became a permanent part of the Star Trek legacy. The original series wasn't the only one to lose stars under mysterious or painful circumstances. On Star Trek: The Next Generation, Denise Crosby played Tasha Yar, the strong and fearless chief of security. But off-screen, Crosby felt ignored and underused. Frustrated by one-dimensional scripts, she made the bold decision to leave during the first season. Instead of phasing her out quietly, Roddenberry shocked fans by killing her character in the brutal episode Skin of Evil. Crosby later returned as Scylla, Yar's half-Romulan daughter, a cunning villain who gave Crosby the complexity she never got to show as Tasha. In Star Trek, even an exit could lead to a rebirth. Gates McFadden, who played the beloved Dr. Beverly Crusher, disappeared after season 1, replaced by Diana Muldaur. The reason? Reported creative clashes with head writer Maurice Hurley, especially over the portrayal of women. McFadden's critiques got her fired, but fans rallied. Their outrage brought her back in season 3, and she remained a staple of the franchise ever since. Her story proved something powerful. Sometimes, fan loyalty can change the course of a show. Another unforgettable departure came from Terry Farrell, who played Jadzia Dax on Star Trek: Deep Space Nine. Dax wasn't just a fan favorite, she was the emotional heart of the series. Witty, wise, and endlessly compassionate, Farrell brought her to life with grace. But when she asked for a lighter schedule after 6 grueling seasons, instead of compromise, she claimed to face pressure from producer Rick Berman to stay full-time. She chose to leave. Showrunner Ira Stephen Bear, unaware of the internal drama, was left with no choice but to kill off Jadzia Dax in a devastating finale. Farrell soon found work on Becker, ironically, on the same network that had refused her request. Then there was Will Wheaton, who played the prodigy Wesley Crusher. As the son of Dr. Crusher, Wesley was meant to be the bridge between youth and intelligence, but fans weren't kind to the character. When Wheaton requested time off to shoot the film Valmont and was denied, only to learn his scene had been cut, he felt betrayed. That moment pushed him out. He left The Next Generation to seek creative freedom. Years later, he returned as Wesley, now a mysterious traveler exploring higher dimensions. Today, Wheaton is still part of the Star Trek family, hosting the Ready Room and connecting with fans more than ever. Some actors were pushed out not by conflict, but by silence. Persis Kambata made history as LT Ilia in Star Trek, the motion picture. A powerful and dignified Delta navigator, Ilia was originally meant to lead a new series, Star Trek Phase 2, but the show was scrapped, and the character was reduced in the film. Hollywood cared more about Kambata's shaved head than her talent. She never returned to Star Trek, despite her moving performance. The franchise lost a unique voice far too soon. Grace Lee Whitney, who played Yeoman Janice Rand, had a similarly short-lived role. Officially, she was cut due to budget. But in her memoir, Whitney revealed the heartbreaking truth. She had been sexually assaulted by a studio executive. She believed her firing was to protect him. Years later, Whitney found peace. She returned for several Star Treks and made a guest appearance in Voyager. She passed away in 2015, but her strength remains a testament to survival in a ruthless industry. Jennifer Lean, who portrayed Kes on Star Trek Voyager, was another actor with untapped potential. Kes was an Ocampa, an alien with a short lifespan and psychic abilities, but her storyline never resonated with audiences. Writers admitted they struggled with the character, and the romantic subplot with Neelix didn't land. In Season 4, Kes evolved into a being of pure energy and left the ship in The Gift. Meanwhile, Jerry Ryan was introduced as 7 of 9, instantly boosting ratings and becoming a breakout star. Lean's exit was quiet, but her performance was never the problem. It was the writing that failed her. Not every Star Trek story ended in creative differences or quiet departures. Some ended in real-life tragedy. Anton Yelchin, who played Pavel Chekhov in the Star Trek reboot films, brought heart, humor, and endless charm to the screen. At just 27, he was already being called one of Hollywood's brightest rising stars. But in 2016, a freak accident at his home ended his life. His parked Jeep rolled backward and crushed him against a gate pillar. The vehicle had a known gear shifter defect, and the lawsuit that followed revealed the danger had been known to the manufacturer. Cast as Captain Janeway in Voyager. Her thoughtful, subdued interpretation clashed with the fast-paced world of television. After just 2 days, she walked away. In her place, Kate Mulgrew stepped up, redefining leadership and becoming a sci-fi icon. These stories remind us that Star Trek wasn't built on phasers and starships alone. It was shaped by real people, tough choices, and unforeseen turns. Behind every engage was a personal journey, sometimes triumphant, sometimes tragic, but always deeply human. That's the real story of Star Trek. Some left in silence, some returned in triumph, Some were lost too soon. But the Star Trek dream lives on of hope, unity, and boldly going forward. If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe for more untold journeys. Thanks for watching.